Hey folks, we are updating the Connecticut, New York, New Jersey 5G lawsuit, and I have a lady on the phone who was a victim of a mortgage fraud scandal through the judges, the police, through 5G electronic surveillance,
Yeah,
gang stalking
yeah, by 42 unions. Imagine that.
by 42 unions. But
42 unions in one county.
here we go. I want to put the document on the screen. Hold on, I'm going to switch it. Why don't you just briefly talk about Suffolk, Long Island? Start with that.
Right, we're talking about Suffolk County, Long Island, New York, the most corrupt county in the entire country, second to Cook County and Chicago. What we live through here, and in particular what our Catholic families live through here, is a nightmare designed to drive every Catholic family out of Suffolk.
Right, so let's just briefly describe what happens here. So the judge who foreclosed on you, Mr. Whalen, was a Citibank mortgage lawyer, and the traffic court, Judge Spinner, is using the, what should I say, fire chief,
Yeah,
the cops, the STPVA, right?
That's the Suffolk County Traffic and Parking Violations Agency, because he's a judge there. His partner is Judge Whalen on the Supreme Court, who forecloses on the house.
Right.
Spinner foreclosed on it by selling it to another bank. He sold the city mortgage to Senlar, and the court did not dismiss the action. So City Mortgage did no longer own the mortgage, but Judge Whalen foreclosed on it anyway.
Right. So now what happens is,
partners in this. They're partners.
What you're saying is the DMV and various county executives have set up a plan where they're going to use traffic tickets to start surveilling you, force foreclosure by using PSEGLI, right?
PSEGLI. When Andrew Cuomo, who was HUD director under Bill Clinton, he made it oversight of our electric bills when he became governor. And what happened then was our county executive, and also Kevin Moore, who was the first president of PSEGLI, made it legal to foreclose on your house, automatically generate foreclosure documents when you missed just one payment of an electric bill.
Wow.
Right, and what we noticed was, in my area, 50 small white Catholic mothers all began to be surveilled, illegally surveilled, after they suffered car accidents that had their daughter in the car, their minor daughter. So we're getting into trafficking, human trafficking. And they're moving the Catholics through these houses owned by the investment group, which is SCTPVA, police officers. Police officers are the investment group on the city mortgages, and they traffic the Catholic families through it. The attorney for SCTPVA is Shelley Gordon. The attorney for the Brooklyn Catholic Office of Catholic Migration is Shelley Gordon. It's the same people. Her partner is Judge Spinner at SCTPVA, and then we have the staged car accident where the traffic cop writes the ticket for the car accident. So at the scene, he takes your driver's license number, that's DMV, and now he writes the ticket. Let's say, just hypothetically, this is how it goes. He hands it to Judge Spinner and says, oh, this Catholic mother with her daughter in the car had a car accident, and then Spinner sits and waits like a spider. Just waits for it to get to his desk as a regular foreclosure. Shelley Gordon over in the Catholic Migration Office is saying to the cops on the street, this is the Catholic family. So it's just, if you just use those three components, Shelley Gordon at Catholic Migration Services identifies the family. It's actually the mothers who come in and bring the kids for religious education. And locally, it's at our Mount Carmel Church. That's located at 495 North Ocean Avenue, Patchwork. You go into the religious education office and you speak with Deborah Smith, and she says, oh, give me all your information about this. Because the Catholic Church already has those documents, and they start mining. They start mining the families. They start mining the mothers to stage the car accident so that the mother gets injured. It's legal to surveil you everywhere you go under investigating the car accident, legal to surveil you for any unpaid red light traffic tickets you might have, legal to surveil you for uncollected bills, like an electric bill, and they follow you everywhere you go until you flee. Now you've created a zombie house, and the bank claws it back. That's the milk.
Now, describe how the value of the home, let's say it's a $250,000 home, when they pay off your mortgage through the mortgage insurance, they accelerate the debt, write a check for $500,000, and end up keeping $300,000 in profit.
Right, we were trying to figure out how $1 million houses became HUD houses. How could that happen? And it's very easy when they just make a fake document at the bank. And also we notice again, Andrew Cuomo was Director of Housing and Urban Development under Bill Clinton, so he's the HUD. When you get a HUD house, you come under federal mortgage insurance. And once that federal mortgage insurance drops in place and the homeowner has a foreclosure on the house because you didn't pay your PSEG bill, or because you were injured in an auto accident and the house falls underwater, now the marriage is under duress, and then it finally eventually gets to Spinner who's sitting and waiting. When that happens and the house forecloses, and in my case 15 years worth of foreclosures later, my $250,000 house is now underwater for $595,000, and federal HUD mortgage insurance pays the bank $595,000. And that investment group now made on that house over $300,000, and they get the house back. They get a fresh set of Catholic parents, and they start the trafficking ring all over again. They were doing this every 7 years on my house. The exact same series of events happened to the Catholic mother that I bought the house from. I stalled it because I didn't want another family coming in, and I fought them in court for 15 years. But eventually, you can't beat a dirty judge, and you can't beat the dirty cops out here.
No, because they'll just rearrest you.
They just, right, all the parents get
Or
false
stage another car accident.
Right, all to steal your house, and that did happen, and it does happen over and over again until 2019. We created Alice's Law here because they stalked a grandma, they staged a car accident, then they stole her house. So now we made it a felony to stage car accidents in Suffolk County, New York. A felony.
Well, it should be.
You have to prove that it was a staged car accident. And the last time they did it to me, I told the cop at the scene that was an accident that was staged on me. He said he would put it in his report, and he never did.
And who was that cop?
Andrew Ward, coming out of the 6th Precinct, which is in Cornwall, New York.
A woman?
And I called his commanding officer, and I told him that he's leaving out details in police accident reports, and of course, nothing happened. I began to be surveilled even harder. To drive me out of my own county, to drive me away from my own family, to drive me into isolation. So what will they do? One day I would disappear because I had a code enforcement officer from the town of Brookhaven say to me, they're going to kill you. I don't know how to survive that, but I'm still doing it.
Wow.
I wrote 3,000 letters, including a letter to the Catholic Rockville Center Catholic Diocese telling them of the 50 small white Catholic mothers in my community who are being hunted, stalked, surveilled, and killed.
So the magnitude of this insurance fraud on the HUD is that these $250,000 houses are being flipped for 100% profit within 7 years by selling, by having the
Investment Group, CBNA Investment Group, which is a subsidiary of City Mortgage.
Right. Because there's a city mortgage case in Norwalk right now with a similar fraud, but not exactly the same, and there was no staged car accident, but there was a couple of beatings.
Yeah, they will do that too to get the house back. You can't break the ring. I mean, I was trafficked from Bellevue Avenue to Lakeview, and we know $1 million house that was on Crownview, but that was in New Jersey, also under PSEG. Yeah, my ex lives on Lakeview in Florida. So the investment ring, it's nationwide for sure because it's the HUD. It's
Right,
the
right,
Federal Housing and Urban Development.
right. So basically, all these federal bills uh, for 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 building new
Affordable housing?
affordable housing are funding the largest
Yeah.
insurance fraud
Mortgage.
scam in American history, no?
Right, because the former president of PSEG Long Island, that's Kevin Law, he has oversight of the Suffolk County Affordable Housing Trust. And
Nice.
Hochul just asked him to chair the Empire State Development Office. So now we see she wants to build, 80,000 affordable housing units in Suffolk County. But in order to build those affordable housing units, they need land. They need to steal your
Yeah,
home.
we're going through
knock
this
it
type of
down.
thing. We're going through this type of thing in Connecticut right now. There's a bunch of bills designed to take control of a half a mile radius around every train station where they would change the zoning to anything but single family.
Right, that's the HUD. That's the HUD coming with the affordable housing. That's one of the dingers that they have to hit is the affordable housing has to be built near a railroad track because they don't want people needing cars. They want people access to public transportation.
Right.
So that's the HUD. The HUD comes into the area, and the HUD, when you want to put in affordable housing, they tell you the area must be diversified. 30% white, 30% black, 30% Hispanic. They must diversify in order to put in.
So that's who they'll approve for the lease when the actual construction is done.
Right, it has to be a diverse community, and now you have to drive out the white Catholics living in the area, and they do it. Who does that? It's the task of the school resource officer to diversify the community since the school district employs 65% of the community. That's your school district superintendent hiring and firing people based on their ethnicity
Right.
and based upon where they're going to live in the community. So they diversify the community.
Well, let me ask you one question, okay? So Spoda's best friend, the convicted DA, doing time in Danbury,
Right,
doing
for
5
obstruction of
years.
justice.
Right. His best friend is the judge that's doing the final decision on the foreclosures, correct?
Yeah, for city mortgage.
Right.
Even when city mortgage no longer owns the mortgage, he's still going to foreclose on your house.
Right.
That's true.
Wow.
That's the ring.
So when the mortgage is sold, though, the original mortgage holder is made whole. Then, with the fraud occurs on the new mortgage, correct?
Well, the new mortgage we notice always ends up to be the exact same dollar amount. And that is coming from a man named Thomas Monty. He does it here in Suffolk County. He has a large mortgage firm. It's called Freedom Mortgage. It used to be called Continental Capital. What he does is he buys the house first with his private company called Milco Capital Corp in Setauket. That's his personal company. He buys it. He holds it for 6 months. Then he sells it to City Mortgage. When he sells it to City Mortgage, it becomes a HUD house. And then it comes under the HUD Federal Mortgage Insurance Program. So it's guaranteed when they torment that homeowner, when that homeowner leaves, and they torment them for 7 years, and the house is underwater at 595, they drive them out and they claw it back, and the HUD pays them $595,000 for a $250,000 house.
Okay, so let's just get back to the 5G, because we're talking about adding New York, adding New Jersey, adding, Florida contacted me yesterday. I have dynamite evidence right here,
Florida, yeah.
right here. Medical records of a person. Let me just read a little bit of this to you guys. Toxic metals present in this guy's blood: cadmium, cesium, gadolinium, lead, nickel, thallium, zinc, magnesium, and phosphorus. Okay. Polyfluorenes ethylene, benzene, and styrene. Those are the two components when you make styrofoam, folks.
Oh, gosh.
MP xylene, hexane, methyl, pentane, 16 and 3 methyl pentane, 39 isocane. What happens is this guy has nanotechnology, a chip in his brain, and he's being tortured in Florida, and the maker of the equipment is a Connecticut corporation. So what's happening is, in the 5G case, we can prove through this guy's medical detox plan exactly how many, by the way, he has gold particles and nanoparticles and other substrates, wire rods, arsenic, metals and polymers.
He's in pain all the time.
This is quite a large, well, first of all, he says he's medically chipped from a spinal injury. They shoved a biometric chip in the back of his head, which
that makes sense to me, 'cause
which
I had the
tortures
spine
him.
injury. I had the spine surgery, and the tech at the radiological tech said you need to be checked for chips, and I didn't understand what he was talking about.
Acetylchlorine nitrous values, carbon, hemoglobin, ammonia. I mean,
how is he walking around, Scott?
He's not walking around. He lost 100 pounds. He's down to 217, so he was heavy. And he's not expected to live very long.
Yeah, it's going to take all the strength away.
And they specifically state how his levels are so high, his DNA and RNA are being mutated.
Wow.
So
when they hit 5G, this stalking ring upon the Catholics here is going to be insane, because they have their own network, it's called the Fusion Network here, that only they have access to. You and I, as civilians, would not be able to communicate in this ring.
Well, here we go. I'm showing online here these 3 envelopes. Secretary of State, Tahisha Way, the service of Chuck Schumer. Here's the Secretary of State. Here's Thomas Spoda, Danbury, Connecticut, 33.5 Pembroke Station,
Yeah.
Federal Corrections.
Yeah.
And who else do you think we should name?
Oh, wow.
Do you think you should go for Judge Whalen?
I think we should name Judge Whalen for sure.
Okay, Judge Whalen. By the way, I have 2 grand juries in Connecticut being formed for the judges in Connecticut. I'll have to do a 3rd one for him, huh?
I think so. There are other judges involved in this, including Jeffrey Arlen Spinner.
Jeffrey Arlen Spinner.
And he was the attorney for City Mortgage, for Citibank, not Whalen. I mean, it could be that Whalen was at one time. I didn't research that part, but I know that Jeffrey Arlen Spinner was an attorney for City Mortgage, and then he...
Right, that's the traffic judge.
Yeah, the traffic and the trafficker judge.
So you think you should do Spinner and Whalen based on Spinner?
In collusion.
It's collusion, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we didn't do it. He did it. I didn't do it. He did it. They had to do it together or it wouldn't work.
Right? Shelley Gordon Esquire. That's the other trafficker mining the Catholic.
Should we put her in the complaint as a human trafficker?
She's definitely a trafficker.
Okay. Well, we got plenty of work to do, huh?
Catholic families, it was Steve Levy, the ex-county executive, who was targeted by Spoda. In 2017, he told me in 10 years there'll be no Catholics left in Suffolk County.
Well, evidenced by the 50 that you started with, there's only 3 left.
Right, only 3 left, and he came out 7 years later and he said he was insidiously surveilled. The
Wow.
county executive of Suffolk was insidiously surveilled for several years in the same manner as the Catholic mothers. And why would that be, other than that the dirty DA Spoto wanted him out of office? Well, maybe people don't know his mother was a Catholic.
Well, here we go. Now, if Spada was a criminal and Andrew Cuomo was forced to resign, what other criminals in Suffolk? You said that the police chief got nailed,
Yeah, he went to jail. The police chief went to jail.
and
And
the
our
and the
attorney
D
general resigned.
and the attorney general, they were closing in on him, and he resigned.
Yeah, he resigned because, he had some kind of a sexual problem.
Oh,
And then our governor, of course, Cuomo, he resigned. Also, again, with the charges of some kind of a sexual problem.
well, it's only a problem if people complain, right?
Right. The only problem if they get caught, right?
Unbelievable. So thank you very much. We're at 21 minutes. I just want to try to explain how we are using
This information with the 5G, these are the Mount Carmel maidens. These are the women that are being hunted and stalked by the people that control the 5G. Who gives the energy to the 5G? The PSEG Long Island does. And who uses the 5G?
See, we have Pura in Connecticut, which is equally guilty of what you're talking about. By the way, we have city court, we have city mortgage fraud coming out our wazoo.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're very dirty. And they've been caught a few times. They've had to pay some very large fees, including one to Cheryl Hunt. The case is Cheryl Hunt, H-U-N-T, versus City Mortgage, and they paid $153 million to this one woman who said they were creating fake documents inside City Mortgage. That's an older case. But they've been caught a few times. They're very dirty. They need to be shut down.
Well, the same thing happened with two of my mortgages, so I can't wait till Judge Tierney gets wind of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
These judges.
Thanks again. By the way, the Andrew Pritchard case is just getting out of control because the straw buyer there, we just connected to human trafficking in White Plains, New York.
Oh, wow. See, White Plains is New York. Yeah, you're getting into Tom Monte territory. He's in Suffolk County.
That's right. David Chen.
M-O-N-T-E, Tom Monte.
God help you. And thank you for thanks for bringing it all out there, because honestly, nothing's going to change till we fix some of these things.
Change it, right? God bless America, John.
Thank you, Pamela.